Alright, so up to this point we have been talking about how to make triangles congruent to each other. We've talked about the side theorem, side, angle side, and angle side angle. What we have not covered is once we have those two triangles congruent to each other, taking it a step further and finding parts of those triangles that are congruent to each other. And that is where this concept comes into place. It's called CPCTC, which stands for corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Okay? You can use this acronym. You do not need to write it out. Just know what it means. It means corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. Sounds a bit like a tongue twister. All right. What this says is once two triangles have been proven congruent, all parts of one triangle are now congruent to the same parts of the other triangle. So for example, if I were to find that this triangle, this orange triangle right here, and this green triangle right here are congruent to each other, let's say by side, okay? So I found that all the sides of both these triangles are congruent, so therefore my triangles are congruent. What I then can state is that this angle and this angle then can be congruent because of CPCTC, because the corresponding parts of the congruent triangles are now congruent. All right, so I'm going to apply this to a proof that we have here. So I have given that BC is congruent to DC, and that angle A is congruent to angle E. All right, and I want to prove that AB over here is congruent to ED. So my first step is I can actually write that my congruent statement. So I can say BC is congruent to DC because of given. And I can also say that angle A is congruent to angle E by given. All right, now from here, I want to prove that my two triangles are congruent. That's going to be my first step. So I have a side and an angle. So my mind would immediately go to using either side, angle side, angle, angle side, or angle, side, angle. All right, now looking at this, I'm going to take a guess here and see that you guys have, and assume that you have already noticed that we have a pair of vertical angles um, in this particular figure. So I actually have angle 1 and angle 2, or you could also call it angle BCA and angle DCE. And what do we know about vertical angles? Well, we know um, that they are congruent. So I'm going to say, just to save time, I'm going to say angle 1 is congruent to angle 2. And my reason for that is that vertical covert angles are congruent. All right, so now I'm going to add those markings up to my figure. It's always a good idea to do that just for visual purposes. I know it helps a lot of kids to keep track of what they're actually working on. Okay, now I can actually say that my triangle BCA is congruent to triangle DCA, or E. And I can find that because of angle, angle, side. Now, my proof is saying that we want to find out that AB is congruent to ED. Well, we just proved that these two triangles are congruent, so I can safely say that AB is congruent to ED because of CPCTC. Congruent parts of congruent triangles are congruent. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Just be prepared to use the CPCTC idea in your proofs that we are going to be working on tomorrow.